fucking welcome everyone. Welcome back to the Geekdom Gamescast. We are back again. Guess who's back? Tell a friend. It is me, Myke, brother Myke. As always, here with my good co-host, my best co-host is Monsignor Travis Moody. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm glad I'm the best, even though I think I'm the only.
You're the only video game one. No fucking shade to Derek. We have a huge episode as far as like we were gone for a month, 2 months, and we're back because it's the next generation. 2 months, damn. Moody, you want to explain why did we leave so long? Why didn't we? Did you just not want to see me again? Is that what's going on?
No, you can blame that guy in the Transformer shirt over there because for the last 2 months we've been in a toy kind of mood, not a game kind of mood. So
that's true.
But now we're in a next gen release party kind of mood. So let's do it up. We're back.
Yeah, I mean, video games are toys too, right? Do you guys consider video games toys? Of course you do, because you did an episode that just came out. So check out GodHatesGeeks.com, Toy Kind of Mood. It'll be on there. Moody was talking with Robert Behar, who I'm not sure has been on the show yet, but we have a great panel of guests today because we have all the new next-gen consoles. First of all, to my left, right here, if you guys are seeing it the way I'm seeing it, Patrick Obloy is back. How are you, sir?
What's up? How's everyone doing?
And then to right here, we got Ronny. Ronny's back. How's it going, man? He's coming.
How you doing? Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
I don't know if this is working for everyone else, but right here we got Artez. Artez is back too, sir.
What's up, baby?
So, boys, we all got PS5s. Roll call. Let's start off with Moody. What'd you get? Where are you? How are you entering the new generation, sir?
All right, crazy enough. This is the first time I bought a PlayStation on launch day ever. All of them combined. The last PlayStation I got in a relatively early time was the original one, and I think I still got it a year later because I remember playing it in a toy store as a kid for like a whole year, begging my mom to get it, and it was like pretty expensive at the time. But I think eventually my grandfather was like, I mean, God rest his soul. He just passed away, man. But but he's the one who got me my PlayStation originally. So it's kind of perfect timing to talk about that. So here I come. And PlayStation 5 is there it's at. I did have the PS4, but I got it several years late. And I think I'm going to keep my PS4 as a bedroom PlayStation 4 and then put the PS5 in the living room. So it'll be pretty dope. Nice.
Patrick, what about you, sir? What did you get?
PS5 for now, Xbox coming.
Coming soon, right?
Yeah.
Did you pre-order or did you jump in on the day of?
I had a funny story about mine because I had mine pre-ordered and then I canceled it because I'm like, I don't need it. I want to drop the 500 right now. And there'd be the first one since the original. The original I never pre-ordered, day one, the OG one, but 360, Xbox One, One X, always day one. And then this one I was like, I don't know. And then I kind of hit me. I'm like, I'm just going to do Xbox All Access and just pay it off in the line. That way I have it on that first day one again.
Yeah, that's how I did the One X. I'm still paying for that shit. So. But there's no interest. But that's cool. So I guess we'll be talking a lot of PS5. What about you, Ronny? What did you get?
Well, I ended up getting the pre-order the Xbox Series S.
Oh yeah.
I had to make sure I stress that out because I've been like Xbox One S, S Series A, B. The confusion is all everybody's messing it up. I'm a diehard PlayStation fan, to be honest with you. And this current generation has lured me into the Xbox, back to the Xbox ecosystem just because of the Series S was way cheaper than any other. And that's kind of where I'm at with that. We can go into what my thoughts are later when we dive right in.
Yeah, we it's almost the same. It's the exact same price as the Switch, right? The $299 price
crazy.
tag.
Yeah,
so
you're jumping in next gen for the price of a Switch.
Nice. And Artez, what about you, bud? I already know this. We all know this.
Yeah, I got the PS5, but unlike y'all, I have the digital only version. I got the digital only version.
Cool. And I got a PS5 as well. I was lucky to pre-order it at 1 o'clock in the morning. The days that pre-orders were like destroying the internet. I just checked right before I went to bed, and I got lucky, so that was pretty badass. But before that, was anyone playing any video games in the last couple of months before this, or were we all kind of trying to like abstain so it feels better. You know what I'm saying? But like a tea break if you smoke too much and then you just want to take a break so it just hits harder. Was everyone just waiting for that, or would anyone play anything?
I played Avengers and a lot of Madden, and then I picked up Sakuna before I picked up the PS5. Sakuna, Rice and Ruin. It's a pretty decent side-scrolling platform.
Okay, yeah.
I heard of that one.
Ronnie, what were you playing?
I've been playing everything. I mean, I mean, everybody else probably can concur. We as gamers have a massive back library, and I took the past 2 months to get caught up on all my games that I had that I wanted to play, as well as I'm an active Apex player. In my own clan, we play almost every 4 or 5 times a week. So I've been keeping up with that and just diving into my backlog. I actually a game that I just bought that isn't next gen related or even current gen as you want to say now, because it is here, is Fuser. Fuser is really good. I don't know if any of you guys heard of it. It's made by Harmonix. It's the Guitar Hero / DJ Hero reimagining.
It's like
amazing.
It's like the mashup game, right? You get like
it's really good.
Yeah,
it's cool. Yeah, it's one of the top 5 on stream on Twitch lately. Well, before the launch of next gen, current gen now. But it's awesome. I mean, it takes that nostalgia we had, that fun for Guitar Hero Rock Band, and it throws it into a really complex DJ sim. You would never think throwing in. Let me come up with something crazy. If you want to go with, for example.
Well, what was your craziest mashup?
All right. Well, DMX. I had 50 Cent playing, and I threw in Rock the Casbah.
Oh shit!
And then, right. And then I threw into the mix was Billie Eilish.
Oh, nice.
And then an oldie. What the hell was it? I can't remember the name. It sounds like Donna's Summertime, whatever the hell it was.
Mm-hmm.
So it took an old disco song, 2 rap beats, and I threw in the vocals, and then I threw in Rock the Casbah vocals, and the game has there's a coding in it that makes it meld and transition so easy that it's almost impossible to put out crap. Everything kind of blends and sends, and it comes packed in with over 100 songs, like
That's
actual
amazing.
songs from bands.
Dude, I'd never heard of this. I just looked at screenshots, and that looks pretty rad.
Yeah,
Dude,
that does
awesome.
look cool. That sounds awesome. Yeah, like on future episodes, you're gonna have to like sample some for us and play some for us so we can hear these crazy ass mashups.
Yeah, definitely. I'll break on my headset. Yeah.
What have you been playing, Patrick, since the Gamescast has been on sabbatical?
My biggest ones, I mean, probably, it's a little bit Modern Warfare here and there, but we've been playing a lot of Squadrons, and just been kind of going through some of the other ones. I picked up Watch Dogs Legions. I actually got that with new video cards, so I threw it on because I had no intentions at first, because Watch Dogs 1 was fun. 2 kind of, I don't know, threw me on a sidetrack of that one. I don't know. Something about that one didn't fit with me. And then I saw 3, and at first I was like, this looks great. And then I heard it was getting kind of goofy, and they were doing like big head masks and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is getting too much Saints Row level stuff going on. And so I tried it, though, and it's actually pretty decent. It runs pretty nice too. I was like, I've been playing that. So Squadrons and Watchdog Legions and some Modern Warfare.
I got one quick question for Legion. Do you feel that it is like groundbreaking, the whole like you could choose anyone, you could recruit anyone, or are you kind of seeing behind the curtains at the little fake machinations that are like creating all these randomly generated characters? Do you feel like it's a program, or do you feel like it's truly awesome?
I do feel like, I think they've got pre-selected. I don't think I've seen anyone that's not been like, I haven't seen anyone else's. I've only played kind of like the beginning where you can get to the point of recruiting and seeing who you can recruit, and like they give this whole option of like a bar where you can walk through and like you'll see the people you can recruit, and if they're available to you at that moment, you can recruit them. So it's kind of interesting in that way, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because I'm not terribly far enough, but like it's not bad. Even if it was like pre-selected, there's a lot of choices.
That's cool.
So it's not too bad, and they kind of tell you like, oh, this person's got a background, and because of that, they're good at this or whatever, and that's kind of cool. Yeah, so far I'm digging it.
Nice.
Good.
As far as I know, that one is one that is lagging on their little next gen patch for like for the new consoles. If you can play it on the new consoles, but I'm not sure. I don't think the textures and assets are upgraded yet. So I'm gonna personally wait on that because everything else is next gen, and I just want to stick to that. Moody, what about you, sir? What have you been playing before?
same thing, kind of what you just mentioned. I was playing a lot of Squadrons. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. It was I was tempted to take my time so I could play it on the PS5, and then I've been playing on the PS5, and it's the exact same thing. Like, I don't notice. I mean, it's a little faster loading, I guess, but other than that, it looks exactly the same. I mean, maybe the performance is better, but I never really thought the performance of that game was bad, or I never really saw any slow. Now, I'm not playing online. I'm just doing the story, so that could be different. So that could be a different story. But as far as the campaign, I kind of wish maybe even if it's EA, like, charge us $20 to, like, like, charge me something. I want to play it optimized, but I really do. I don't even mind if they want, like, money for a patch, but it seems like they're just letting it go and kind of moving on to the next Star Wars thing, and Lord knows they have a lot of Star Wars projects in the.
Did they say there was any optimization for it? Have they said that?
There's none. There's none.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
they
I don't even know if they have announced that they're gonna do one at all. I don't know if you guys.
They haven't. No.
We're talking about Squadrons,
DLC.
right?
Yeah, we're talking about.
Yeah, there's. I mean, they said straight out like 2 weeks ago, or not even about a month ago, that the dev team has already moved on to other things. The dev team said.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, they said they're not going back. I was gonna buy it. I mean, if you remember the last time I was on the show, I was telling you about, like, I guess I could say it now. I was part of the pre-alpha.
Yeah.
And it was freaking amazing. And I was ready to buy it, and I waited a good week or so before I was gonna go purchase it. Because I think I was in the middle of finishing up some games or whatever, like the rest of us. And I seen that release. They said, nope, we're not gonna be. This was a one-off. It came from our hearts. We're moving on to other projects, yada yada. And I was like, you know what? With that little amount of maps, I mean, yeah, it's a $40 title. That's how they kind of, they were
Ronnie, I think it's gonna be on EA Early Access now on
and now with
Xbox.
Yeah. Yep, which my Game Pass, which I'm sure we'll get into.
Right. So I'm pretty sure now it's in your advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not out yet, but I'm sure it will be.
And you also play Yakuza, right, Moody?
Yeah. So Yakuza Like a Dragon. It was perfectly timed for the Xbox Series X or S, but of course I didn't get it, so I'm just playing on Xbox One. So, but it gives me kind of like a refreshing reason to be happy to still have my Xbox One, even with the PS5, because I just realized I still have Mortal Kombat 11 on there. There are like a bunch of games I still love that are on my Xbox. So, and I know coming up is Mortal Kombat 11 The Ultimate, so they're gonna have some more DLC for that. So probably on the next show or the show after, we'll go over the next expansion pack for Mortal Kombat, and then I'll give you more of an update in Yakuza. I just looked and noticed I only played 3 hours because I got into it one night, and then PS5 was out like 2 nights later, so I haven't been able to jump back. But
as far as Yakuza games go, 3 hours is probably 0.003% of the completion, right? Those like 300-hour ass games.
Yeah, I will say this about Yakuza though, the combat actually still, even though it's a role-playing game this time, it still very much comes off like a classic Yakuza. Like, of course, it's turn-based, and you wait for them to attack and you to defend, attack, or use options. It doesn't look aesthetically any different. It's not like Persona all of a sudden. It still looks very much like Yakuza. It's you on the street as a protagonist going against the gang, and it doesn't really change. It still very much feels like a Yakuza. In a way, I'm kind of like, oh, it's just another Yakuza game. After the preview kind of did make it seem like it was something off the wall, but it really is more of the same, so it's kind of a good and bad take. So hopefully after like 20-30 hours, I'll have a update as far as, with any update, changes made with Like a Dragon.
Nice. Yeah, looking forward to it. I myself have been playing Squadrons as well. That was a fun little nostalgic hit into the past. I was pretty satisfied with that. Hades I picked up. That's been really fun. That's from Supergiant. They've been doing, it's a roguelike, but they kind of write into the story why you're dying and coming back again, because you're like the son of Hades and you're coming back and trying to escape hell. It's really horny. It's you keep all your stats and stuff, which is really cool, and you like build up the chasm. The writing's good and the design of it is good, and like I don't usually love roguelike games, but this keeps you going and makes you less pissed off that you die. because when you die, your character knows you died, and you're like, oh fucking, like the fucking Meg, she killed me again, and then some guy down the hall will make fun of you for it. So that was pretty cool. And I've been playing Avengers also. I play a little bit of Avengers, a little bit of the Endgame stuff, and our first news item is I'll talk about why. Our first news item is that fucking game netted a $60 million loss for Square Enix. $60 million, which is pretty big for that company. They're not a small company, but what do you guys think? Ronnie, you've been playing Avengers. What's your whole thing on that? Like, why do you?
Well,
What are your thoughts about that?
I haven't. Okay, disclaimer again. I took place in the alpha and then the beta. Right off the bat, I could tell that it didn't have any sustainability. I played the beta. I mean, more than anybody I know. I didn't get the game because of that. It didn't feel like it had any longevity, and apparently, I wasn't the only one. Because I mean, a $60 million loss for any company. It doesn't matter if it's Titan like Microsoft or that's a big hit for a single title. Especially something that came out. I mean, that thing's been hyped up for 2 years at least. I mean, at least people have been hyping it up. I think the last E3 people could attend in person 2 years ago. That big one, they had a whole setup for Avengers and a lot of gamer outlets and promoting that game. That kind of loss is gonna sting quite a bit.
Hey, I hate to say,
especially for that license. I mean, the Avengers. I mean, what's bigger than that in media? What? Yeah, what do you say, Moody? What do you hate to say?
Oh no, Mike, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so at E3 a couple years ago. I said it looked awful, and then as the time went on, the gameplay got better. They definitely improved the uniforms, but it from the get, it didn't win us over. And we live in that, we still have some of these games as a service that have lasted and have come back. But as we know, games like Anthem, if you don't win us over right away, it's going to take a long time. I mean, right now, 96% of all players have quit. And I bet you Square Enix wishes they used that $60 million to pay off Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey. They could have gave $60 million to Disney to use the likenesses and probably got made about $100 million in profit just using the MCU characters alone. I know everybody wants to make their own versions of comic book characters we grew up with, but it bombed.
Do you think that's what really did it though? The costume?
No, it's because they made it a Ms. Marvel game and cosmetically called it the Avengers, but when you play it, it's a
story about Marvel.
I've heard casual people who are not like us, hardcore gamers or hardcore into comics, are like, why is my son playing this like unknown hero girl story? Like, it's not an Avengers game they thought it would be.
You should have waited until she was part of the Avengers in the MCU.
Yeah, she has a show coming out, and then probably eventually will be part of the MCU.
Yeah, they jumped the
gun.
But
she's already in an animated series already that they released about a year ago.
About 10 people watched that, though.
Yeah.
The same 4% that are playing the game.
Still.
Patrick, let me get a quick reaction out of you. Is this worse or better than Anthem?
Oh, that's a tough one. I almost want to say it's the same, but I think, as much as I liked Anthem's gameplay and stuff, I think Anthem did worse.
Okay.
It sucks. I really hate that Anthem went the way it did, but I mean, at least Avengers has 4% playing.
You gotta wait. They still haven't done the next gen upgrade neither. That got delayed till next year.
They might not at this point, Artez. We might not see any DLC at all at this point. They might just can it.
For Avengers?
Maybe. I mean, $63 million loss to you. Yeah. Why would you? I don't know. It's going to cost them more money to give us expansion.
It's going to be a lot to bring. It's going to be a lot to bring people back from that. To be honest with you,
it's $60 million.
But they already invested their money into a year of this game already for the next physical year coming up. So might as well just.
They did say this. Yeah. They did say the same with Anthem, and nothing came out of that. Really.
Yeah.
They do promise. There was like word out about a raid, and then there's the next gen patch. They already advertised Clint and Kate, right, for DLC characters at least. So they're either, I see going either way. They're either going to like sleepily low key like release that, and then you might have like a little cult coming back, or they do a huge thing where they're like a Destiny Shadowkeep or something. They do like a big stamp and try to get people back, but it depends if they want to gamble or not. Speaking of EA and Anthem, we did get good news on the 7th, and we're not talking politics. We're talking about N7 Day. It was announced, something that I always kept asking Moody. He's like, I want to write about, for the preview for E3, I want to write about the Mass Effect Remastered. And this dude was always like, is that even happening? And then like the last year I was like, you know what, maybe he's right. Maybe that is never happening, but it is fucking happening. So I personally haven't played any of the Mass Effects, but I know I'd love them. Yeah, I know, Ronnie, I know. So I'm excited. Are you folks? I'm guessing everyone here played all the Mass Effects. Is that right?
I played part 1 and 2. I didn't play 3. I didn't play part 3.
Patrick, you didn't play any of them?
I tried the first one. I never played number 2, and I played the third one's multiplayer because they let you play that at the beginning.
Oh, right.
Like it was like a open beta type thing, and I played the crap out of that with a buddy of mine, but I never played the story.
Oh shit. Okay, so it's just Moody that like is the biggest Mass
I
Effect
played all 4.
Okay, cool.
1, 2, 3, and Andromeda right through completely, 100% them.
Do you think you'll be playing it again?
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, that's a game that I've been craving another space exploration drama. I really have. So without a doubt. I mean, maybe we'll get actual textures and not just floating teeth and eyeballs this time. Hopefully.
Is there anything that you would want to see, you or Moody, either of you can answer this, is there anything you guys want to see from a remastered collection? Any like behind the scenes things, any like extra things that you wanted them to tweak or add or anything from the I know the first one, the combat wasn't as great, right? 2 seems to be the one that everyone loves and was the best all around, and 3 had the whole controversy with the endings. Is there anything that you want to see them change, or do you guys just want to see them leave it as is?
Okay. Is this like the wish list kind of thing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really hope they can integrate some kind of continuity between your choices, because they really didn't in the first 3.
Ooh,
Even
okay.
1 to 2, your character could carry over. At the time, if you remember right, at the time of this in gaming, when they had your character was able to transfer over into the new game, that was like never heard of. It wasn't like a huge thing. That was the big deal. Nowadays, every game does that. I mean, you play Destiny 1, 2, 3, well, all the expansions, doesn't matter what it is. You're importing multiple consoles, different systems, different architectures. You bring your character with you. I want them to actually have a story that matters, maybe tweak some of the AI or some of the focal point on the characters, add a couple of change of dialogue, something that'll link the story and the continuation that your choices matter. Will that happen? I don't know. I mean, I'm going to play it. I'm going to love it. I want to see it, fixed, complete. I want to see it with that next-gen enhancement. If they can do that, I want to see it.
Yeah. Moody, what about you? Are you going to play them all again?
Just save on time, basically the same as Ronnie. I played all the way through them. My favorite franchise of all time for video games, and I hope that it's a current gen update and not an Xbox One and PS4 update. We're starting to here's another game I played a little bit recently, was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, and it's like, hey, it's a remastered game, and then it comes out 2 weeks before the PS5 and Xbox Series X for Xbox One and for PS4. It's like, I mean, I'm hoping the same thing. I'm hoping not for the same thing with this. I hope it's for our new next current gen. That
no, they already
really
rumors. They talked about it already. They said it's only for PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Well, but we don't. But there's no official they announced it on N7 Day, but we don't have any follow up to that. So we still need another deep dive into what exactly they're going to do with this.
I have a quick question for the panel. If you want one quick.
Sure.
What shep did you guys? You guys do a male shep or a femme shep?
I did a male.
What about you, Moody?
Oh, well, I did male, but now I'm going to do the female.
What about you, Ronnie?
Femme shep.
I imported I did 2. In my second, I did a second playthrough with the femme shep. So, but I stayed with the male for the third. So next time I'll probably go all femme shep.
Nice.
Yeah, and the only thing I want to add is that Mass Effect 1 is so dated, and I know they're not going to be able to really rehaul it because then it would take like 7 years, like Final Fantasy VII Remake. So that's not going to happen. But at least they could do something a little bit to make it playable, because otherwise, it's going to be hard to.
This whole time,
huh?
It's possible they've been doing it the whole time, though.
Well, yeah,
That's
we'll
true.
see. Yeah, well, hopefully they did something that makes me want to play part 1 again. It's a very good game. I think it got great in part 2, and then part 3 is great if you can overlook the ending that caused people to become criminals almost. So, yeah, you know. But yeah, that's it. We'll see. I'm real pumped, and I'm definitely gonna make room for it. But it's probably gonna be. I'm not gonna be able to play it all like with everything we have now with PS5 and Xbox. It's gonna be like that. Just it's take your time. It's gonna take me years to beat all these again. I'm sure it's gonna take a long time.
I mean, yeah, once that happens, that'll happen like sometime in Q1, early Q2, Marchish, I believe is what they're saying. That will be a nice blast from the past. But right now, gentlemen, we are looking to the future. And the future is now for most of us. And the entire future will come for us on Wednesday when we get our X's, or Series X's, and then or me, like eventually when I get a Series X. But yeah, next gen. It's here, baby. We got it. We're here.
Party on.
We did it. We survived 2020. Close out with like one decent thing, and that's that the generation was not canceled. We were able to get it. None of us were robbed. I'm guessing. We're here now safely. We're all good. Let's start. So next gen officially started on November 10th with the Xbox Series S and X. And weirdly, no one else here but Ronnie got one, and you got the S too. So like that's the size of like a hardcover book. Am I right?
Oh my god! All right.
Yeah. How do you like it? Let's hear all about it, dude. Like I wanna hear
okay.
about this.
I'm gonna start with my decision. I'll make it fast. I know we're trying to not get everybody. I went with the Xbox Series S because of the fact that it might be unpopular, controversial. There is no next gen games right now. There's none. There's zero. What next-gen game is out there at launch? None, really. Something that's only on either Xbox Series or PlayStation 5. Right now, that you can't play anywhere else that takes advantage of the graphics, nothing. So for the price point, I wanted to go into the architecture. I had the Xbox One S, and I went to trade that in at GameStop. They had an awesome trade-in deal where I literally only paid like less than $100 for the Series S after my trade-in. Yeah, nice. It was pretty good.
Wow.
So I already was dabbling in the Xbox, product line. Now, upgrading to an SSD drive on these next-gen consoles. Holy, I will tell you. All right, I've been playing. I went and specifically downloaded a bunch of Xbox One game that I played via Game Pass. Game Pass. Xbox Series S is a Game Pass machine. You get now with Game Pass, you also get EA Play. You get in all these games. I mean, it was like Christmas morning and I was 12 again, I opened up the app, plugged it in, turned it on, and bam, everything was there.
I don't know. When I was 12, I only got one game, and it was like something shitty that my parents
I'm not talking about rich people going up. I got a bag of oranges and some socks.
I got Machine Hunter for PS1, and I'm like, I guess I'll play Machine Hunter. Everyone's playing Tekken 3. I'll play fucking Machine Hunter, and he was all right.
I'm making slingshots out of sticks and rubber bands, But like I was saying, the enhancements are crazy. So I went back and downloaded, because I'm a big Sea of Thieves fan. That's the reason why I bought the Series S. I really like Sea of Thieves. Me and my clan, my brother, family, we all jump on. Man, the load from the basic Xbox One would take you I'm not shitting you. I don't know if any of you guys have played it. 3 minutes sometimes to load into the game. It was insane. You'd click the menu, click your shit, and it's just like, you're like waiting. It is seamless. You press a button, you pick the profile, you press another, you see a map load, and boom, right into the ship. I mean, it's that SSD, going from a standard, drive to this proprietary Xbox, Microsoft, I should say, solid-state drive is unbelievable. So I played Sea of Thieves. I was a big Ark player, that MMO dinosaur game about 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, that's on Game Pass now too,
That's
right?
another game that's, if you go in, you can actually click game, it's called Xbox Series X or /S, Enhance, that's one of them. I downloaded that. Same thing. Loads instant. The textures, the draw distance. That's the other thing. The draw distance on these new consoles. I was playing on my Sea of Thieves is cross-platform between PC and Xboxes. Always has been. My buddy Neil plays on PC with us. And he's spotting, like, even in a PvPe environment where other players' ships, you can battle each other. Or like Ark, you can see other players and their danger. You know, it's PvPe. I couldn't see them. He's like, "Oh, don't you see the guy coming?" I'm like, "I can't see crap. What are you talking about? I'm feeling like I got glaucoma over here. I can't even see." Now with the new upgrades and the SSD, now I'm competing with PCs. You know, as soon as my brother jumped on, we're a headset. We both went on the same time, got ours the same day, plugged it in, and all you heard was a universal, holy crap. You know, the draw distance are better. The loads are faster. The graphics are crisper. The Xbox Series S enhanced games are running at 60 frames a second, at least. Where before, like Sea of Thieves was a 30 frames a second. You know, everything was a little rougher. You know, it was a beautiful game, but not as crisp. That's the number. So far, I've played Forza, great. Ark, unbelievable. Sea of Thieves, it's like a whole different game. Just being able to see things in the distance. The user interface is really snappy. With the previous Xboxes, you would gotta have a delay. You'd scroll through that typical Windows, interface, and it was kind of laggy, a little. Take a second before whatever you're highlighting brings up. Instant now. That quick resume. Being a PlayStation guy, I think all of you that have PlayStation, you know, we had a quick resume in PlayStation. One game, but we had it.
One game.
Yeah. This, I've gone from 3 or 4 different games, and it's like, again, I'm coming from PlayStation, so all these Xbox fanboys and, you know, they're all like, "Oh my God, I go quick resume." I'm like, I had that 3 years ago, idiot. So I don't mean to go on a rant, but the next gen is it's excited me. I didn't expect it to be that much of an improvement already on games that aren't next gen games. They are current games enhanced. The size of the S, it's a size of like a book, like a Stephen King novel.
Yeah, that's an insane thing to me. That's a small console. That's crazy.
It is really. It's my laptop here. I got a 20-inch laptop. It's almost double the size of it. It feels, but it's heavy. It's super heavy. When I picked it out of the box, it's tiny, but it's like me. It's small, but it's heavy.
Nice. Yeah.
Relatable.
It's efficient. You pack it in. It's dense. I love it. I like it. That's so yeah, awesome. You're happy with your purchase. You're good. You
very much so.
Next gen? I mean, nice.
For my intro to next gen, I suggest everybody, if you're like me, I was a PlayStation. I am a PlayStation guy, and I didn't want to fork over $500 for not having an exclusive dive in, something to really feel nebly blown away. This is a good secondary console. Or if you're going from an Xbox to Xbox One S, an Xbox Series S is another great opportunity for people that want it. I mean, it's a great upgrade.
I see this being a great choice for like college students and stuff, and just people just roughing it out, you know, like especially in LA, a lot of people moving out here and like just right out of college and trying to figure something out, like but still want to play video games. It's a good price to jump in on the next gen, so that's economically that's cool. I like that. I have one complaint. I can see it being a problem, but it isn't yet. The hard drive. It's only 500 gigs. The iOS, you only end up with 364 gigs of usable space. Shit.
After the OS is on it, the operating system. I will say, coming from a PlayStation architecture, we all can confirm that PlayStation's downloads are horrendous. Mm-hmm. The network is slow. You have to call. I mean, they said it's going to be fixed. I can't wait to hear from you guys if you guys have seen that. But I know in the current gen that just released, the PlayStation 5 is supposed to be fixed where you wouldn't have to copy for 3 hours every game you download for every patch.
It took 27 hours to copy my stuff from PS4 to PS5, and every single time I think I had a Wi-Fi issue in the middle of it, and I had to go back, and none of the games would come over out of the 3 times.
Same
so
here.
In the last 2 days, I've done one game at a time, and it still takes like, depending on the game, but mostly like 3-4 hours just for say Street Fighter or something. It was just so horrible.
Like I'll give you an example with Destiny. I also play Destiny on the new console. I downloaded it because it's free. Game Pass. I mean, I get all the new DLC, the shit, everything free, and I was up to current on PlayStation. My character,
Beyond
Cross-save.
Light just came out too, which is the newest.
Yeah,
Destiny
and that's what's
thing.
free on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, holy crap! Why am I even gonna with cross save coming from PlayStation? The download size was about 2/3 the size of my file on PlayStation. It was way smaller on Xbox, which blew me away. And again, probably the SSD or whatever, but it downloaded I went from not having Destiny on any Xbox to downloading the game, all the DLC, and the new DLC and everything, which is usually included in that huge download. I ended up having it all done in 15 minutes.
Damn.
PlayStation, it's hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's insane. That's cool. Yeah. Faster everything. It seems nice. I'm glad. So that was in 10th. We're going to get you some hands-on impressions of the Series X. We have other people in the Gamescast in the GHG Geekdom Gamescast group that have gotten Series X's. Hopefully D will come on or something, but
next week. I know in the notes we have our stuff, but we'll have her on next week, and
but we all got PS5s on Thursday, so that's on the 12th. I got it. I made this joke on Twitter, but I want to make it here. I should get a platinum because I picked it up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I didn't call out of work, and I actually went to work.
Same here.
They should give me fucking platinum for being a good boy and waiting. I might have
Patrick too.
I might have left a little bit early, but for the most part, I didn't call in to work. So, but yeah, we got it. Patrick, what are your first impressions? Let's start with you, sir.
I dig the system. Honestly, of all the systems coming out, that was the one that was most exciting to me. Xbox, I've always liked Xbox, but the problem is as much as I defend Xbox being a thing, like it should as much as they have to make the consoles and keep putting them out, like I still want to collect them and all, but the hard part is that because they do support the option of the Game Pass on PC and all the games coming over, there's no reason to buy one when you're in my situation. I play PC all the time, so there's no reason to really have the X, short of if they ever somehow make a game that just will not come to PC and it comes on X only. You really have to be an X only, not on PC, not on PlayStation 5. That's the only way, because otherwise there's no reason for me to touch the thing.
Yeah, do you think that'll ever happen? I don't see Microsoft ever doing that now, because they want to be good with PC, which is cool. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
it's all their money anyway. They don't care.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain games like I could see playing like Ori and stuff like that, like the platformers and fighters, where it'd be way better with a joystick than to sit on a PC with a keyboard or a mouse or something. There's certain ones that just don't work that well. So
yeah, we can use a controller on your PC too, right?
Yeah, so PS5 though, like I was like, as soon as I saw this coming, I was like, this thing's gonna be pretty good. It might be only a teraflop or whatever, 2 behind the X, but in the end, I don't think that's gonna even, it might matter to a certain extent. But honestly, in the end, like I got mine, I plugged that bad boy in. I did an unboxing on stream and downloaded all the games. I didn't have the download issue you guys had, but my games were downloading quick. I was literally downloading while I was talking to people and setting some other stuff up. And I had it going. I was playing Spider-Man Remastered that night. I was playing the Astros Playroom within like 10 or 20 minutes after I booted the thing up. I was playing on stream and stuff. Like I think it's a blast. It's great UI. It's snappy. It's quick. 4K UI, which is great. Like this full resolution. I got everything working through my system, streaming and everything. Playing with the controller was like mind blowing how amazing that controller was. I didn't even understand half of it until I took my headphones off and started hearing the speaker do stuff.
Oh yeah,
like the force feedback on the triggers. I love the Xbox layout better in the end, but I think Sony has something with that controller. That's probably the best feature of that whole console.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I love that controller. The haptic feedback is really good, especially it's going to be better on first party games. I don't think some third party people might not use it. So on Astros, it feels great, but even Call of Duty, it feels pretty good. And on Spider-Man, it's kind of a little halfway there. I feel a little tension on when I'm whipping around, but not so much anything else really.
The Spidey sense.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Spidey sense too.
Yeah.
Artez, what about you, man?
It's not super immersive. No.
Yeah. Artez, what about you? What are you liking about the PS5 so far?
I'm liking the loading speed of the system, or the way the system loads fast. Every game, you can. Before we came on, I was playing somebody in 2K, showing somebody a 2K looked on YouTube because I was streaming it, and he was amazed by how fast the game loaded up. Loaded up in about 5-6 seconds. We were right into the game that quick.
Yeah.
And the 2K looks amazing. They built it from the ground up specifically for next gen. 60 frames per second, 2K.
You got everyone
So it was
sweating.
it was looking like like the other day when I walked in from work, I was watching Travis play it. I thought he was actually watching an NBA game on TV. And then I looked down, he had the controller in his hand. I'm like, oh wow, that looks
Enjoying
amazing.
the real people.
That's how
This
I
couldn't
watch
be an
sports.
NBA game. There's an audience here.
I'm watching the Patriots game right now. This is how I watch.
No joke. As a side note on that thing, there is a guy apparently that streamed a MMA match doing that
UFC.
same thing, like pretending it.
Yeah, I've once watched a Pacquiao fight like that on Twitch because someone just had his little corner there and he was pretending like he was playing. I was like, "Thank you, sir." Oh, this is great. Yeah, the loading is insane, especially PS5 has those activity cards, so you can go to a game and then go to the activity card, and then you'll see like different challenges. So if I'm playing through Spider-Man Miles Morales right now, and the activity cards will be like, one of them would be like, here's a challenge, here's a base. Another card would be, here's the traversal challenge, and then another card will be, here's, you have to do the combat challenge. And what you can do is you can scroll to those cards and then just press square, and it instantly pops you right into where that challenge is. So you don't have to navigate through the city and stuff. So what I've been doing, like, even if I have like 10 minutes before I gotta like go to work or whatever, I could just pop on the activity card and press square really quickly and just knock out like a little camp in Spider-Man, which is amazing. And yeah, virtually, I think it was Insomniac and Sony that said that they only want you to see those two titles of Sony Studios games or whatever, and the Insomniac logo once when you boot it up, and never again. You shouldn't have to see them ever again. And so far, like,
And you don't.
Even the fast travel, man. This is the first time fast travel has actually felt like fucking fast travel, because you literally just hit it on the map, and then like you just right away you see Spider-Man like climbing up the stairs out of the subway. So it's like, damn, dude, like I never used fast travel in the last Spider-Man because it's like, might as well just swing around there. But here it actually works because you don't have to load,
Which mode are you playing it in? Are you playing it in fidelity or performance? I'm playing it in performance.
I'm playing in fidelity because I want to see all the ray tracing stuff, and there's not a lot of frame rate drops, which is cool. It's still 30, but you know, like, my whole issue is like, as long as they don't ever switch to performance and come back, I will be okay.
No.
Well,
You have to do it yourself, though. You have to do that yourself.
Yeah, once I expose myself to how good it looks in 60 frames per second, I will be upset when I go back. So for now, I'm doing the main campaign in 30, and then I will do the rest in 60 with the Into the Spider-Verse suit, which looks awesome. And there's actually a mod on the Into the Spider-Verse suit where like you see POW and Thwip and stuff in the game, which is really cool. Yeah, so look out for that mod when you get that suit.
Oh, nice.
Moody, how are you liking your PS5, sir?
Oh man, so the two major differences right off the gate is the DualSense controller, and if you want to read more like just super meticulously, just an intuitive review of it, today we posted Dee's review of Astro's Playroom, and she really reviews the DualSense controller the whole time she's reviewing this platformer, and that's obviously the purpose of Astro's Playroom. It's basically a tutorial for the DualSense, and never spoke highly of a controller before. My stepbrother Billy, who's written some reviews for us, he's always told me to get like the Pro controller for Xbox, and I was like, I'm not paying $180 for a controller. But after doing the DualSense, and it's $70, I'm blown away by it. And I was like, oh, I didn't get a second controller because it was $70, and now I think it's a great price after seeing what we could do with it and how immersive I never, like I said, I just can't believe a controller is the difference. I always worry about what's on the screen, but as you mentioned in Spider-Man, and there's some play there, but it's really games like Astro's Playroom where just the littlest touch of everything can make a world of difference, and it really takes you in. So after going to like seeing VR this year, this is, even though it's not VR, I'm more interested in being more interactive than just kind of sitting back. And, you know, I'm kind of okay with doing this, you know, with the controller and kind of getting used to it. And it makes it feel next gen. You know, it takes gaming to another level than just graphics.
I feel like Nintendo's probably going, we've been saying this for years. Every time they make a new controller, Like
Well,
it's
no,
so
it
weird,
has-
like the Wii controller and the dual screen on the Game Boys, and like all that stuff. Like
Yeah, but now it's on a system that's superior in performance and graphics.
no,
Before
I know
they
it's funny
had
because you're like, I used to think it's what's up here, but it's really down here. And Nintendo's like, we've been saying this.
I mean, they've been laughing their ways to the bank because they've been the top-selling console for all of 2020.
Right?
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure they're enjoying it right now.
The Sony's been ahead of that for my God
Years.
since the PlayStation 2 maybe launched, because they started with as soon as they went to 6-axis controllers, they've always focused on having that interactive experience with movement. I mean, I remember the Lair, I think it was a real crappy game with a dragon flying. But that was the equivalent of like the toy room or whatever it is now they have, where the dragon, you move the control in certain ways, it would vibrate when it had fire, and Nintendo's always been gimmicky with the movement controls, but I think that's been the exclusive with Sony is that they've gone the extra mile to make that haptic feedback and to see
Well,
it. I can't wait to get my hands on it now, knowing that to me that's the biggest advancement in next gen. I mean, Xbox went with their basic controller. They put little grips on the bottom to make it fancy, but there is no difference in the UI or anything besides speed when it comes to Xbox, One or Series S or X.
Well, it's funny if
Sony
you actually think about it, you go
overhaul.
back, Nintendo's been the first on most things. They had the joystick on the N64.
Yeah.
No one
Yep.
had that.
True.
Yeah.
And
They've always been the first to do something new every time.
Was the Rumble
the
Pack the
accessory.
first thing that had vibration on the
N64.
controllers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
As I'm saying, Nintendo's always the first one to do it, and everyone follows later. And then someone does it better. It's kind of like Chrysler with the minivan. They're the first one, but they're not the best one.
Yeah, that's true. Astros is a really good pack-in bundle thing. I mean, gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong, but when's the last time a game came in the console as soon as you got it? The last thing I can remember was the Wii with Wii Sports. Like, when's the last time you bought a console and you had a game already?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about bundles. Like, there was the Sega bundle with Sonic and stuff, but it's been a while, I feel like, where you had a game actually that you could play. And Astros is like a game that's like,
It's a cool game.
It's a cool game.
Yeah.
It's actually
it takes
like
you through the whole
a
history
hard
of PlayStation as well
platformer.
too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So it's like that's.
I think you're right. I think it was the Wii Sports, and that again was something that was created to give people the experience of what the controls can do.
And became the best game you played on the Wii, too.
Yeah.
Wii
It brought
bowling for
middle-aged
everyone.
women having cocktail parties, Wii bowling. I mean, I had friends of mine that their parents went and bought it. I'm like, your mother? She's like 46, and she's like, she's having all her girlfriends over, sipping wine and busting their TVs with the remotes.
My 80-year-old aunt still has her Wii hooked up, and she still plays that bowling game.
Edison Bowling.
Yeah. The
awesome.
only thing between the new DualSense and those Wii remotes is that the PlayStation doesn't make you want to throw your DualSense through the screen, which is what the Wii remotes did. So I think it's a little bit of improvement for the next generation. I will say
it's still a relaxing controller. Like you can still do like Nintendo. I think you have to be more active with the Wii stuff. You kind of have to. Where here it's like you can still motion around and you're still chilling out with the DualSense.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I think the design is neat. Everyone wants the black controller, but I love that they went this two-tone deal.
Mass Effect, baby.
Like, and if you ever seen the pictures where they zoom in on the texture, it's all the symbols.
Yeah.
Only thing about the
Really
DualSense I don't like is the fact that you got to
tiny.
blow into it. That's the one thing I don't like.
Only,
You got to blow into the controller.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
part I don't like. Yeah.
only on the Astros, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
little
I
mic
like that
down
part
there.
of the game. Yeah.
you know what?
Especially in a COVID era, nobody's playing those controllers.
You got the mask on, you're like, why isn't it working?
Oh, funny joke about that. So, couple months from now or next month, I guess, I'm gonna have a new roommate. Sorry, Artez, will miss you. But but we're gonna share the PlayStation 5 because I'm a good person. But he's gonna have to buy his own controller because of COVID and blowing on it. Like, I don't know. What if he gets home from work and he contacted COVID and then he wants to play PlayStation? I mean, I'll probably get it anyway because we're roommates. But I think it's better for us to have our own controller,
That's
and
smart
not
thinking,
share.
actually.
Sitting all over it.
Yeah,
Like a playroom.
Especially if he's blowing on it.
Oh man. What?
Dude,
I'm sleeping. It's like 2 a.m. All I hear is,
like, what the
I'm
hell's
like,
going on in the other room?
oh, hey, well, it is Jason Budd after all, so don't be surprised.
On that one, wasn't. Do we remember the Nintendo Switch has the feature to blow in it too?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I forgot there was a game that did. I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's right. There was one game for the Switch or something you had to blow into and do the same damn thing.
Yeah,
Which game was that? What Switch game?
I can't remember what
I was like, what are you doing? There's a little pinhole, and you just senses it. Yeah.
I will say
it came with it, however.
That is a cool thing about the DualSense. That it comes with a microphone, and I know a lot of people like don't go online a lot. One of the things that people
has a mute button.
And it's got a mute button.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops, Cold War Black Ops, and I'm pretty surprised that not everyone's just blowing up their mics. It's been pretty quiet in the multiplayer, which is pretty surprising and shocking since most all of us have those fucking mics on our thing now. So that's cool.
Mike, is that because you're playing against bots like I am?
No.
You're all silent.
I love it. Don't need a headset. Let's talk Call of Duty for a second. I don't need a headset. I don't have to deal with 13-year-old kids in Missouri telling me to go blow into the controller at my mom.
Robotic.
I finally can enjoy multiplayer Call of Duty. The only time I ever play multiplayer Call of Duty is like at an E3 or a Comic-Con because I'm trying the game out. And then when I get the game, I play the campaign, or I'll try zombies and then I get rid of it. Now I can play hours of multiplayer and enjoy it, and I can change the difficulty of the bots. It's just awesome. I love multiplayer against
He's like, I want you a better day today.
It's amazing.
I will say right now, a lot of people don't know the map, so it might be a good time if you're ever feeling brave. Yeah. It might be a good time to try because everyone's trying to figure out the maps. I've been top 1 and 2 in most of the games I've been playing.
Whoa!
I'm the same.
Now we know he's playing bots.
Sorry, I'm the same way. I'm a huge first-person shooter fan, first and foremost, and I do my best when the games first launch because my muscle memory with learning maps is on key. But then, as these young kids that are way faster than me learn the maps, my KD goes right to shit.
Yeah. I think all those kids are on Warzone still, so I think we're good right now. All the assholes are still on Warzone, which is fine. Call of Duty, the menu still has a thing for Warzone. I will say one more thing talking about Call of Duty is I've always thought PlayStation was better for like racing games, fighting games, and third-person action games. And I've always thought the Xbox controller was better. I liked it better for anything shooters, third or first person. And I will say the DualSense has kind of closed the gap a little bit for me personally, as far as like the feel of the controller, because the sides are sticking out a little bit more, so I can get a better grip on it. So and then like I believe the joysticks are a little bit higher, so you got a lot of room for precision. So like PlayStation shooter for shooters now, that this controller is like pretty good. So that's another thing I'm happy for.
How you liking the? Oh, go ahead, Ronnie. Sorry.
I was saying, how do you like the analogs? Any issues at all? Anybody have playing shooters or anything? Because the last gen there was a huge issue with the drifts, and I went through like 3 or 4 controllers with the drifts right away.
No, the analogs are pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I wish in Call of Duty you could do more as far as Black Ops goes. I haven't messed with the settings, but I wish you could like fuck with the dead zone a little bit, but that's really picky shit just because I played too many shooters. Other than that, the sticks feel pretty good. Yeah, I like them a lot.
Mike, do you want to talk Cold War for a second? Do you want to go over our feelings on that?
I mean, I haven't played much yet. I've only played multiplayer matches, team deathmatch to be specific. I've literally probably only have played 7 matches of team deathmatch. I'm pretty happy with it. I still think Modern Warfare seemed more of a next gen bump, even though it wasn't a next gen bump. It just felt like, as far as the Call of Duty franchise, it felt like a refreshing installment, and this just feels kind of like adding to that in a way. So it's not too revolutionary, but there's one map I really hate. The Russia downtown map sucks. It feels like a fucking Counter-Strike map. Like it just looks ugly. It really looks ugly. I don't like it. But there's some other maps I have to get used to, but nothing's really popping out to me as excellent yet. And I haven't played the campaign. Have you started the campaign? Are you liking it so far?
It's the campaign so far is superb. I think I've done 5 missions, and especially it starts off typical Call of Duty at night, you got a Middle Eastern stuff or whatever, but then it takes you back to Vietnam, and wow, I was completely blown away, and not really in a next gen level, but more of blown away in like some Call of Duty doing something, if not right, but just doing something really good. But the narrative,
those campaigns are always fun, dude.
the campaigns are always great.
It's always watching like a fucking awesome action movie, but getting to be in one. So I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, this felt like kind of like an Apocalypse Now kind of thing. I mean, there's a helicopter level. Get to the chopper now. So it's awesome, like going around Vietnam and like picking out spots, and with that controller, it's like rattling the whole time. Like it feels like you're in a helicopter. Like first time I'm in a vehicle and I noticed the controller, like, you know, besides a normal car game. It took me to another place, man. And I love, there's like an interrogation room where it's more like a base, and you have like reports and what was I gonna say is not interrogation. What's the evidence room? Yeah. Sorry, an evidence room where, and it feels like a role-playing game. I'm playing Call of Duty, and I spent 15 minutes reading stuff, like looking at different evidence, and it tells you don't go to this mission until you get enough evidence, because you have to pick out the suspects and stuff. And then what you do is you play through the main campaign. And I easily found some evidence, not in like an easy, cheesy way, but like it wasn't difficult for me to find some evidence while I'm just playing my normal mission. And then I went back to the evidence room, and I'm able to unlock side missions and kind of like make side missions a little, not easier, but you know, kind of, I'm able to do the side missions now because I found the proper evidence to unlock them. So there was a connection there, and then it's all got this big narrative, and it's terrific. Brings back all the classic characters, and I'm having a blast with it so far. It feels really good, and I think it was the first time I played Call of Duty last night where I was like almost shaking. Like I was, it really took me in. It was like watching a great movie. I was getting goosebumps and stuff. It was crazy.
Hell yeah, I can't wait, dude. I just want to finish the Spider-Man campaign first, and then I was gonna jump into that next. I'm really excited. But yeah, is there anything else, any big things about the consoles themselves anyone wanted to add? Any thoughts? We're still gonna, I should tell people now, the Gamescast is coming back way more often than every 2 months now. We're gonna shoot for one every week, but at least every 2 weeks, if anything. But every week we're gonna try to hit it. So because we have tons of shit to talk about. There's stuff on the notes that we haven't talked about games wise, because we're so excited about the consoles and just talking about the consoles and just talking to each other again since it's been a while. But we'll be, maybe
what we could do, Mike, sorry, don't interrupt, but maybe
go for it.
Go before we wrap up, go around the room and just say, what is the single, like in one word or 2 words or one sentence, what is the best thing about this next gen launch? What are you celebrating the best right now? And it, you know, if you already repeated it, pick something else, you know. So I think that would be cool if you want.
Sure, yeah. Well, I should say thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. We'll hope to have all of you, most of you soon, whenever. Any week you guys want to jump in, just come on. And let's get I'm gonna go around the horn this way. Wait, this way. Let's go this way. So I'm gonna go with Patrick first. Is there anything you want to shout out where people could find you, and let us know your one thing about the next gen so far that you're absolutely digging?
Well, I want to throw something in on the Call of Duty, and Travis, you want me? I can do a review on it. The zombies.
Oh,
the zombies is, I will say, probably one of the best parts of Call of Duty. If not the campaign, the zombies brings it right back to the beginning. Like Black Ops 1 zombies, it plays just like it.
So let's do this. Let's do a triple play review. Mike does the multiplayer. I'll do the campaign, and you do the zombies. And
sounds good.
A couple paragraphs.
I played a bunch last night, and then today,
Sure.
and we got to like level 42 today. Like just busting through it. It's crazy.
Wow.
Nice. That's cool.
Amazing. That's
yeah. Where can people find you, Patrick? And what's your favorite thing that you're looking, or that you love about this generation so far?
Twitch. You can find me on Twitch, VG_Trooper. You can find me there, or you on Twitter, same thing, VG_Trooper. Yeah. So I think, like I said, the controller was probably the best part to me about the PlayStation. But I will say, it's tough because the controller really is like the greatest part of the dang thing. Like it's just so neat. Like I would say, you know what, the design is actually really nice. Most people got picked on the design, and we call it the router. It looked like an old Netgear router or something. But honestly, between the two systems, I think it just looks slick. There's something about it. Like I know it's huge, but this design looks really clean. I didn't notice it getting really hot out the back of it or anything like that. Even the unit itself didn't feel too hot. It was actually performed really well. I never had any issues with mine. I know some people did. I would say about the only thing I didn't like was the UI. I mean, I've never liked Sony's UIs on the PlayStations. They've always been like a pain in the butt to find anything. And it feels like so soulless. So that's my only complaint. But I couldn't ask them to like redo the interface. I knew what I was getting into. So
yeah, fair enough. Artez, what about you, sir? Anything people want to like? Where can people find you, and what do you like about the next gen so far?
What I like about next gen is the convenience, the load times. Everything moves so much quicker, and you can get into a game much quicker. People can find me on YouTube. You can find me under my name, streaming on YouTube under Artez Bailey. I'm streaming every PS5 game that I bought. I pretty much bought every single game at launch except for maybe 2 of them.
Are you streaming?
And then also you're
streaming from the PS5, right?
Yeah, I'm streaming from the PS5. Yeah.
I like that you could take off the comments now and stuff because I remember on the PS4 like you had to have that ugly box for like with the comments. And stuff. And now it's a lot better integrated. It's really nice.
All right. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Aztec Studios LA. Also, I have a clothing line, Teddy Blaze. You can find us on Instagram at the Teddy Blaze and on Twitter at the Teddy Blaze. Also, I have the president behind me of Teddy Blaze, TeddyBlaze.com. And also, we also have a YouTube channel on the way as well.
Nice, hell yeah, sweet,
awesome,
nice.
That's great.
And we'll see. So, Ronny, sir, over here, where can people find you, and what do you love about your little XSS so far?
You can find me on Twitter at Ron Bertels, BURLTES. Gamer tags on PlayStation is capital D Doomsayer 58. I'm sorry, Doomsayer _58. Xbox, it's just Doomsayer 58. You can also find me at Toy Kind of Mood on God Hates Geeks YouTube channel. Me and Trav killing it every week. This week he was awesome, always doing a great job. Best thing I think about next gen consoles for me personally, limitless possibilities.
Nice.
Can't wait to see what's coming.
Love it. That's great.
And it's 60 frames per second too. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Moody, what's up, sir?
Right, well,
seeing you again, man. We have a lot more.
Likewise.
We're gonna be talking a lot more. But
yeah, man.
What's your thing about the PS5 and where can we find you?
The best thing is I get to do this show with you again, and we get to go every week. But I didn't get to talk about Miles Morales. We're gonna go once we get deeper. Look, the only thing I want to say is this is next gen. Above everything else I played, when I saw Spider-Man, Miles Morales, like on screen, I wanted to reach out and like, it was real. It was like that wrestling meme. It's still real to me, damn it. Like it was real. Like I've never seen anything better on screen for a video game was just seeing in 4K, the PlayStation 5. I had it also on the ray tracing and I was like, it just popped off the screen. I've never seen anything. And I don't have a QLED and OLED. I have a regular, 4K TV, and I was like blown away. Also, shout out to Sackboy. Right here, man. Look, I didn't get to talk about it. Look,
yeah, Sony, we have so many games to talk about next time.
Sony hooked it up with a code. I will say this. It's like my Mario Rabbids. Now it's a platformer. So it's not a strategy game or anything, but it's so, after playing Astro's Playroom and Call of Duty, it's so relaxing. And the music, it's like the Persona 5 of like platformers. Like now the music is different, but it's so good and it's got so much charm and it's a relaxing platformer. It might get to a point where I'm going to get mad and destroy my $600 console, but as of right now, I played 5 or 6 levels and I'm loving it. They have awesome like cutscenes and everything, and it's a joy to play. It's just a joy to play. It's fun. It's a surprise for me. I had no interest, and I was like laughing at this thing. I never played Little Big Planet. But I'm loving it so far, and I can't wait to get in deeper in the review and, of course, on the next Gamecast. But that's it. Add Trav Moody, A Toy Kind of Mood, GodHatesGeeks.com.
Yeah, GodHatesGeeks.com. The Geekdom Fancast is the other podcast that the feed is in. And subscribe to us on YouTube at God Hates Geeks, right? And then GodHatesGeeks.com, we're going to have a bunch of reviews. I'm reviewing Spider-Man, Call of Duty, Moody. Everyone's going to pitch in on all these next-gen stuff. I'll say my favorite thing. We all said a lot of my favorite things about the console, the fastness of it, how fast it loads, and blah, blah, blah. But I'll answer Ronnie's question from a while ago. The download speeds are not capped off anymore. It doesn't seem. I mean, they don't go as fast as like PC, but it's like way faster than the PS4. Like I remember, like I checked my up and down speeds like when I was downloading, and like it was like double digits still, and my internet's better than that. So I feel like I'm downloading things way faster on the PS5. So that's been great. I love it. And I love everyone here and everyone watching. Thank you so much. The next gen is here. Geekdom Gamescast is coming to you every week, or as much as possible is what we're going to do. We have all these games we're going to play. We're going to talk about Valhalla. We haven't talked about Valhalla. We haven't talked about fucking Mortal Kombat, Godfall. We haven't talked about, barely talked about Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and a lot of us have been playing that.
We still got to talk, more NBA 2K because they really did a redesign on that. So we'll have to dig in deeper once they jump in some of the modes and stuff. So there's a lot going on with next gen right now.
Yeah, and of course the big daddy of them all. We're going to talk about Bug Snacks. I know you can't use the Bug Snacks, and it is free for PS Plus members. I was not going to get it, but actually I was like, oh fuck, it's on free for PS Plus. I'm going to get it. So I will actually, I guess, play Bug Snacks sometime, and we'll talk about it.
I'm gonna play it as well too. I'll play Bug Snacks too.
Cool. Watch it be our favorite games of the year. Like, oh fuck, you know what? Bug Snacks is actually fucking legit, dude. It's really good. It made me cry. But until next time, we'll be seeing you guys. Welcome to the next generation. I want to hear from everyone that watches the video in the comments below. Please let us know if you got one of the new next gen systems. Let us know how you're liking it, and let us know if you have any questions you want us to talk about on the next Gamescast. So we'll be talking about these consoles still as we like kind of unpack and play with them more. So, but until next time, bye everyone.